Okay, third day I think, yeah. Just left 10 Mile Rocks and still heading towards Baladonia. And Baladonia is about 109 kilometres from here. Been a lot of rain over time out there. I just, to the right of me, see some water lying in a very red flat plain.
I hitched the camper trailer to that Nissan 4x4, and as the sun was coming up, I headed north for shore. The wheels was humming nicely as the diesel engine sang. I watched the road for roofs ahead, and then I heard a bang. Watched the road for roofs ahead, and then I heard a bang. The tire just exploded and I nearly wet my pants. I found the spare was flat and so I had to take a chance. I got the pump out from the back and plugged the socket in. Then the pump just shattered and you should have heard the ding. Then the pump just shattered and you should have heard the ding. By this time I'd had enough of all this bloody crap. Then I phoned the pretty wife to say I'm turning back. I found the phone was out of range, I couldn't make the call. Just another problem then to help my blood to boil. Just another problem then to help my blood to boil. The cars and vans were passing by, not one of them would stop. They must have thought I was a crook or maybe was a cop. I must have looked a sorry sight just standing by the truck. Then I sent a prayer upstairs which must have changed my luck. Then I sent a prayer upstairs which must have changed my luck. A van was coming on up the road with Dunlop on its side. The driver stopped and said to me, "Get in, we'll take a ride. I'm going to the depot, grab your spare and grab your hat. I'm sure the boys will help you out, let them take care of that. I'm sure the boys will help you out, let them take care of that." To cut this sorry saga short, those boys, they fixed the flat. To all the Dunlop tire shop, to you I tips my hat. Now when I go on the road, I always take two spares. I take two pumps, two spare rims, and then I have no cares. I take two pumps, two spare rims, and then I have no cares.
Okay, we're coming into Baladonia. I think I'll top the tanks up. May as well. Always take your opportunities when you can. Well, there we go.
In 300 metres, turn left onto National Highway 1.
Where's all my diesel now? Girls and boys. Unleaded diesel. There we go. This'll do. Okay, Baladonia. I'll do my maths and then we'll get it filled up. And our consumption was improving a little bit, so obviously my lead-footedness actually was contributing to it. I'm just going to move over here a little bit and I'm going to look at the map to see which is next cab off the rank. Baladonia Caravan and Camping Park. We stayed in there, Kay and I stayed in there once when we had a caravan. Whoa.
Turn left onto National Highway 1.
Oh, okay, Karen. I hear you. I'm turning left. Crikey, give me a break. Okay, it's warming up a bit now. So we're just leaving the Baladonia Roadhouse. We topped up with fuel, as I think I mentioned, and the consumption was 7.04 kilometres per litre.
National Highway 1 for 180 kilometres.
180 kilometres. Thank you, Karen. Now you can go back to sleep. Thank you. Okay, so we're now on our way, as you probably heard Karen say, to Kaiguna. Here's another big wide load coming. Oh, this is a big one. Big mining vehicle by the look of it. Yep, a dump truck too. Yay, go and dig some more dirt. I think WA is being invaded. Look at all these caravans. Victorian. Can't tell who, I think it was New South Wales. They have weird number plates. That was almost a personalised one. Anyway. Coming up is an RFDS, Royal Flying Doctor Service emergency landing strip, and I believe they used this particular one just a few weeks ago. There was an accident. And we've just crossed over the runway threshold. And what happens if there is an emergency and the planes have to land, the cops stop all the traffic, of course, and let the aircraft land, and then they do their thing, and so, you know, you could be stuck for an hour or two, or maybe even longer, I guess, whilst they deal with the patient, and then they'll take off. So anyway, it's quite a long runway strip, and the RFDS, I noticed they use mainly Pilatus aircraft, which are, I believe, short takeoff and landing. So here's the other threshold, and then we get back onto the main highway. A lot of people didn't actually realise that. I noticed comments on a Facebook page, somebody was saying, oh wow, look at this, what's this? And they didn't know what they were. The country has changed since leaving Maledonia. You'll notice that the trees have fairly well thinned out. And the Nullarbor, we're not on the Nullarbor yet, but it's known as a treeless plain, and it's as flat as a tack, which you will see. But I do notice off to my right in particular, just the low bushes and shrubs, no big tall trees anymore, apart from one or two which make a liar of you, but they must have found a water source. I don't know if you can make that out, but this is the famous sign that says the 90-mile straight, along Australia's longest straight stretch of road, and it's 146.6 kilometres long, and it's as straight as an arrow, apparently. We'll drive a bit closer so that you can actually get to see it. See, they're not lying. That's what it says. And I always remember the very first time that I came here, because there's a bend behind us, and after we've done the 146 k's, and all of a sudden you're halfway round that bend behind me and you realise that you're actually turning. You haven't turned the steering wheel for yonks. Of course, the amount of traffic is understandable, because with the collapse of the Fitzroy Crossing road bridge way up to the north, it's meant that a lot of supplies have to come along this stretch of road to Port Augusta and then turn north and head right up the Stewart Highway, merely to supply, say, Kununurra and places like that. So it's vital that the Fitzroy River Bridge gets rebuilt as soon as possible. But of course, the wet season has to end, which is probably happening now. Then they have to survey all the damage. Then they have to come up with a plan, and then they have to implement that plan. So it's probably going to be a number of years before that access, the main highway north through WA, which I have travelled on a number of occasions now, would be back in operation. So if I wanted to, for instance, go to Halls Creek, which I don't, I would have to go either across the Great Central Road to Alice Springs and then turn left up the Tanami track to go up that way to Halls Creek and then to Kununurra. So just one bridge creates such a big problem for this country. So it's up to the government to get off their backsides and actually make that number one top priority as far as I'm concerned. I've just changed cameras after saying about the Fitzroy River Bridge. It may also account for the number of caravans that are actually coming from over east here, because normally a lot of them go up to Queensland and go across the Barkly Highway and then head a little bit further north to catch the Great Northern Highway. And of course, with that bridge being down, in order for them to see the Kimberley, they would have to either do the Gibb River Road, which means you can get to the Gibb River Road from the Kununurra end by going through Queensland up the Barkly through the Stewart Highway and then across. If you did the Gibb River Road, which is a seasonal road and it's very rough, you can actually make it down to Fitzroy Crossing. And I'm not quite sure, I'd have to go and check the map to see whether you can actually bypass the Fitzroy Crossing bridge by doing the Gibb River Road. I think you can. Yes, you go from Winjana Gorge, I think, which is before Fitzroy Crossing. But don't quote me on that because I don't have the map in front of me. But getting back to the point, that's probably where all these caravans coming across the Nullarbor now, they'll all do they'll go to Esperance and go to Albany, and then they'll do the southwest to Margaret River and Busselton, and then through Perth, and then head up north towards Broome. But as far as going up to Broome, they won't get much further, because then you branch off towards Derby and Fitzroy Crossing, and once you get there to Fitzroy Crossing, you're stuffed because you can't go any further. Going to pass me now. Oh, that's a handy little trailer. Oh yeah, that's a crossover. They're Victorians heading home, or Tasmanians, I'm not sure. Huh, look at that. Even though I'm admiring that little camper trailer, I've decided I'm still a rooftop tent man, because once I deliver this camper to Ryan, I will be going back to my rooftop tent, which I have decided for me is the best way of camping. I really do not like towing things, and I think I should still be capable of climbing a ladder well into my 80s. So there. Off to my right is Wool Bar, which is a 24-hour stopping area. Has nice big toilet block. That bloke just made it. Came flying past me. There was another car coming. There's some chances. A little Jeep towing that. Huh. Here's a bicyclist. Keen. Good on you. Well done. I'm going to pull in to this 24-hour stopping place for maybe have lunch. I haven't had any food today. So I shall pull up here and see what's in the larder. Oh, this is nice. It's got a shelter. I might have that little shelter right now. It's in the sun. I'll park the trailer here. Oh, there's another little shelter over that way. I hate all this bloody rubbish that they. Sometimes I think it's the crows. The birds get into the rubbish bins. Anyway, I'm here. Well, I've had my little rant. And this is actually the Baxter 24-hour stopping areas. Now we're making our way to Olwolgin Bluff overnight camping area, which I have got from my book, and I just had to do a GPS converter because my Garmin takes a different standard GPS. I mean, from the normal. Oh well, no, it's not. I say that it's not. The Garmin uses a different system than our old system. We used to have degrees, minutes and seconds. Now they have to make decimals, and there are two types of decimals. Why do they make the world so frickin' complicated? I don't know. Anyway, I've converted it, and now the Garmin is going to take me there. My little old nav man from New Zealand, well, he doesn't accept that, and I couldn't be bothered plugging in the degrees, minutes and seconds in it, so he'll have to just be quiet for a while. Haven't seen many Teslas out here. Actually, come to think of it, I haven't seen any Teslas. Where are they all? All these electric vehicle people, all the zealots. This guy must have had a bit of a problem. Yeah, diving into the toolbox. Still on the straight stretch. Well, we're still on this 146k stretch of road. People are starting to put the foot down. Yay, off you go. It's a great road to pass though. look at the Kaiguna blowhole. I've never been in here. It's a busy little place, isn't it? Yes. It's only 5 metres or something off the road, actually. So we'll go and have a look, take a photo. I better turn this off. Oh well, we did the we did the blowhole. It wasn't blowing, and we're now about 3.5 k's out of Kaiguna and heading. We're still on this straight stretch of road. I'm waiting for the sign to say you've done your 146.6 k's. Now you can turn the steering wheel. I'm not sure, but this could be the sign coming up that says we're at the end of the straight. No, it's a different sign.
Turn right. In 200 meters, turn right.
I did turn right, Karen. Goodness me. Okay, this is Kaiguna. Two 14542. This is the one of the holes on on the Nullarbor golf links, and I see all the golfers. They got the clubs out. Here's one over here. Look. I think Lee did it. Lee Thompson, he did it. On your Lee. All these golfers, you got to be keen. And as we leave Kaiguna, yes, we actually have done our 146.6 because Kaiguna was on a bend. So there you are. Well, hopefully in about 8 or 9 kilometres, I'm going to come across my intended campsite for the night, which is called Olwolgin, I believe. I had to program the GPS with digital GPS coordinates this time. So hopefully they've got it right and my coordination, my conversions app is accurate. We'll find out. I just passed the sign and I have to now advance my clock 45 minutes because we've now entered a different time zone and we're not even out of WA yet. So 45 minutes, so it's now 1 o'clock, 1:05, so I've got to go to 10 minutes to 2. I hope my GPSs are automatic and just change as they should. There's another bicyclist coming up here. And, you know, for all that I admire their pluck and gumption for doing this, they put themselves in danger. This is a busy frickin' road. Approaching Olwolgin. Love that name. Olwolgin. And I won't need to stop because I got fuel in Kaiguna and the next services will be 96 k's away and I believe that's at Eucla, Border Village. But hopefully I'll be stopping before then because I've had 45 minutes stolen from my day because of a time change. So instead of me thinking it's 1:45, it's actually 2:30. Not the Chinese dentist, 2:30. 2:30. Anyway, that's the Eagle's Nest Nullarbor Links golf course hole on there for those avid golfers. But we will be bypassing Olwolgin and hopefully going to Olwolgin. Whoa, look at that bird. Nearly caught it. I'll have to have a look at this. Oh, there we are. Madura is the next one, and then Mundravilla. I'll have to have a look at this GoPro. Every time I hit that off button, it seems to keep recording. On one of my trips in my old Land Rover Bob, I went off to the right here, down towards the Air Bird Observatory, and I went down there, it's about 20-30 k's, well it's 35 k's, and I got to the very top of the bluff and decided not to actually go all the way down there and turned around and came back. And I believe I have that on a video somewhere, I don't know whether it's on YouTube, but anyway, just another little piece of passing, so I've been this way before a few times. GPS is accurate because there's a parking sign. Is it on the left or the right? I've got a truck up by Jaxie. It's on the left. Let's look here. Oh yes, okay. We shall have a little wander around. Not many people at the moment out the front. Ooh, it's a bit rocky. Might have a little wander. I've Never been a campfire man really when I'm camping, but it is nice to have a little fire. And I've done my dishes and I'm just going to have some dessert. Sit by the fire, have a cup of coffee, and then it'll be time for me to retire because it's been a big day. I was 7 hours on the road today, which is not a bad effort. Don't ask me how many Ks I did, but at some stage I'll work that out. Anyway, I'm sitting by the fire, going to have my dessert, have a coffee, hit the sack.